What's up, you sexy people? Base Feedings here, and based on the title, I know you might think I was a delivery boy at some point, but I can promise you that wasn't the case. In fact, I've never actually had a real job before. But that's besides the point. That's perhaps a story for another time. These stories will be about when I had food delivered to wherever I was living at the time and something went wrong. So this first story we're gonna get into happened while I was a senior in college. I was living in a studio apartment, 20-minute walk from campus, and I had just been paid by my co-op internship, and I was ordering food every day because I normally don't like to cook for myself. So I find it fun cooking with other people, but yeah, it's I don't really like doing it for by myself. So I was ordering a lot of food at the time, and this particular time I ordered Wendy's from DoorDash. Nothing went wrong with the order. I patiently waited for my food. I knew how long it would normally take because they had to go back down. They had to go down Chestnut, go all the way to 30th Street Station, then go back up Chestnut to get my food, depending on where they picked up the order from. So I didn't order anything out of the ordinary. Just I ordered a Baconator meal, large, with a 10-piece chicken nugget thing with sweet and sour sauce packets. Like I said, nothing was wrong with the wait, but when the guy handed me my food and I started to head back into my apartment, I felt my arms get lighter all of a sudden. I took one step and I felt something squishy underneath my feet and I almost slid. And I looked down and realized I had just stepped on my burger. Now, not only did I drop the burger, I dropped half of the fries and all of the chicken nuggets. I looked at the bottom of the bag and I realized it was one of those normal Wendy's. They're normally white paper bags, and I realized the bottom had busted open and it was wet from something. I bent down to pick up whatever I could salvage, and that didn't hit the sidewalk. And I'm looking back, and the DoorDash driver is already in his car and driving off. He didn't even realize that I dropped my food. So, like I said, the bottom of the bag was wet, and it hadn't recently rained. It wasn't raining the time I got my food. So what normally happens with delivery services is they might have a specialized bag that'll keep your food warm, and they zip it up inside this like it's like a refrigerated lunch, not refrigerated, but whatever. It keeps the warmth in. It's like a big lunchbox, and it keeps the food warm. And I'm pretty sure that guy had it because I looked in his car as he was getting ready to drive off after leaving me alone on the sidewalk. He had one of those bags, and I think he put my food, my drink, and my food next to each other inside the bag. And the drink, I realized that's the only thing I didn't drop because it was in my other hand. It wasn't in the bag, thank God. Um, was really condensated. It looked like the drink was sweating. I assume my drink was next to the bag or in the same bag in his car, and it was leaking this condensation to the bottom of the like lunch bag thing that he had, and it got to the bottom of the paper bag. And I don't think he realized it when he grabbed the food and handed it off to me, but I sure as heck realized it. So that's probably how the bag broke. That's the thing that makes logical sense out of that. Anyway, I started to ponder whether I should pick up all of the food that was on the sidewalk, and I was really embarrassed that, first of all, or I didn't really drop it. It wasn't my fault, but I was embarrassed that my food fell, and it didn't hit me till later. I wasn't gonna have much to eat. Right there, I was pondering whether or not to pick up the food, and I decided against it because, first of all, like I said, it wasn't actually my fault that the food fell out of the bag, and the area I lived in Philly has a pretty large homeless population. This is how my mom described it. It's a large homeless population. I live right on the cusp of University City of Philly. I went to Drexel, for those who don't know. I lived right on the cusp of University City at the top of Chestnut, and that was on like the border between University City and the rest of Philadelphia. My mom said it could have been food for someone else, and I know it sounds really messed up, but either way, the sidewalk was clean the next morning, thank God, because I don't know how it got so clean. There might be like, I've never been out that late at night, but there might be janitors or so. I don't listen. Either way, it was gone the next morning. And like I said, I was too embarrassed to do anything in the moment. I just ran inside with my food. I took a picture and sent it to DoorDash and received either there was a partial refund or a full refund for the whole thing. But they gave me money back for the whole incident. In app, they gave me full credit in the thing, so my next meal would basically be free. Then I sent the picture to my mom because for some reason she likes to laugh at stories like this, and I told her the whole story after I ate, and she could not stop laughing at my pain. But yeah, I had to eat. I think I might have taken off the squish part of the burger. I still ate the fries. The fries were like lukewarm by the time I was eating them, and the burger, everything. The only thing that was fine was the drink, because nothing happened to it. But yeah, that's essentially it. That was only one. I have a couple more, and I don't ever plan to stop ordering food, so there might be more in the future. Yep, that was this one story. Just one for right now, because I assume this video is gonna be pretty long. Nothing extreme in the other couple that I have in my head, but let me know if you guys would like to see more in the future. You know, I could crank those other two out pretty quickly. But next video is not going to be one of those. Next video will be another Into the Mind of video where I will be portraying another one of my characters. I'm thinking about doing a villain because I love all of the villains I make. Well, I love all my characters, but I have a few favorites, of course. And a lot of my villains, I love a lot of my villains because I do truly believe if your story does not have a good villain, your story is not going to be that great. So I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen, and next video you guys can vote. I don't know if there's still a poll function on YouTube, or even if I could utilize that, but it'll be somewhere on the screen. If not, just put down the name or however you think you can spell it in the comments down below. So I'm gonna let you decide between Ignitro, the son of Mob Boss Durante. It all makes sense through the course of these videos, hopefully. Well, the into the mind of videos. You have Omnicide, the alien demigod, and lastly you have Zyel, the Arcosius, or that's another word for half angel, half demon. So, like I said, if there might be a poll, or just put in the comments below on who you'd like to see. But that's it for me, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and this is Space Phoenix signing off.